You know, receiving a compliment. Should I say anything? I don't know. Well, let's be honest. Some of us have been trained to always stay humble. I see this a lot, especially here in Korea where I live. The habit is to brush it off. Oh no, I made so many mistakes. Or, oh, it was really nothing. But here's what I've actually learned. When someone gives you a compliment, they're giving you a gift. And the polite thing to do is simply receive it. Just like this bow tie. When someone says to me, hey, nice bow tie, I don't say, oh no, I probably tied it wrong, or it's crooked. I smile and say, thank you, and just keep on moving with my day. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. How to respond to compliments with confidence and make those moments feel natural and not awkward. Be sure to stick around until the end. We've got a Mastery Minute that will wrap this whole thing up. We're going to cover several topics today, tips on how to respond to compliments, so you're going to want to stick around. Oh, and if you've got any questions at all throughout this whole live stream, feel free, drop them down in the chat, and I will answer them at the end of the show. So let's jump right into it, and I'm going to tell you about one of my coaching clients. We'll call her Hannah. Hannah had just given her very first big presentation to her company's international team. And everyone in the show was impressed. One of the senior directors came up afterwards and said, wow, excellent work today. You explained everything very clearly. Now, what did Hannah say? Oh, well, no, my English still isn't very good. I was really nervous. Oh, the director smiled politely, but the moment got a little awkward. Instead of building confidence, Hannah actually made herself sound unsure of herself. And later, Hannah told me, I just didn't want to sound arrogant. Well, that is a common fear. But here's the key. Accepting a compliment isn't arrogance. It's confidence. And when you learn to do it well, you actually make both people, you and the other person, feel good. And you can enjoy it. So today's real lesson is simple. How do you actually respond when someone says something kind about your work, your skills, your look, or even your English? So this is where we get into today's mastery segment. Practical, real-world English you can use right away. No need to freeze up or argue. No need at all. You just need to be simple. And I'm going to give you some natural ways to accept that compliment with confidence. All right, enough of that. Let's break them down in today's mastery segment. Number one, a simple. Should I downplay it so I don't sound arrogant? Here's the truth. You don't need to do any of that. The best response is to smile. Make eye contact and simply say, thank you. It's short, but it's powerful. You're accepting the compliment. You're not arguing with it. You're not rejecting it. And you make the person feel good about giving it. So, and if you want to sound a little warmer, you can say, thanks, I really appreciate that. Or, that means a lot. Thank you. So, I'm going to say this a lot, but you should think of this like receiving a gift. If someone hands you a small present, you don't say, oh no, I don't deserve this. You smile and say, thank you. And that's exactly how you should receive a compliment, with grace and confidence. Number two, let's go into the grateful acknowledgement. Sometimes you want to go one step beyond a simple thank you, especially if you want to share a little bit about the effort you put in. So this helps make the moment feel more genuine without sounding like you're bragging. Okay? So instead of just saying, "Oh, thank you," you might say, "Thank you, I worked really hard on that and I'm glad it came through." Or, "Thanks, I'm really glad it was helpful for the team." So notice how each of these responses accepts the compliment while also sharing a little bit of honest emotion or background. You're not trying to impress them further, you're just simply showing your appreciation, that you appreciate their kind words and you feel good about the result. So sometimes success isn't a solo performance. It's a team effort. And when someone compliments you, it's perfectly natural and professional, especially if you're a leader, to recognize others who also contributed. Imagine this. You just closed a big deal with a new client. After the contract is signed, your boss says, "Excellent work landing that client." Now, of course, you worked hard, but you also know that your colleagues helped with the proposal, the research, the preparation, and in this case, you can confidently accept the compliment while also sharing the credit. So start with accepting the praise. Say thank you, right? Thanks. Thank you. Then you recognize the team. You can add, "The team really helped make it happen." Thanks. I had really great support from my colleagues throughout the process. You're showing a little appreciation for your team. Now, this response does two things. First, you show humility without rejecting the compliment. Second, you demonstrate strong leadership by recognizing your team. People notice when you're generous with credit, and it often makes your compliment feel even stronger, not weaker. Plus, trust me, your team will appreciate that you recognize them for their hard work. Sometimes, when someone gives you a compliment, it feels natural to keep the positive energy going by offering a little kindness back. And it helps build some strong personal, friendly, or professional relationships. So imagine this. After a meeting, your colleague says, "Great job on your part of the presentation. You explained things really clearly." Now, you could simply say, "Thank you." But you also have a chance to recognize their contribution too, especially if it was a true team effort. So here's how you might respond. "Thanks. And your questions really helped me explain things better." This is very helpful if they asked a lot of questions in the interview. You could say, "Wow, I really appreciate that. And I always enjoy working with you. You make these projects run smoothly." See that? You're accepting, but you're also offering a compliment right back. So the key here is sincerity. You're not forcing a compliment. You're acknowledging something specific that they did that helped. This makes your response feel more natural, and it strengthens the professional bond between the two of you. So that is important. So that was 4. Now we're going to talk about what not to do when you receive a compliment. What not to do. So here's some common mistakes. Many people, they feel awkward when they receive compliments, and they accidentally make things uncomfortable. So imagine someone says to you, "You did a great job leading the meeting." Okay, you might feel tempted to say, "Oh, no, I wasn't really that good." "Oh, really? I thought I messed it up." Don't argue. Or, You could make an excuse and say, oh, no, I just got lucky. While these sound like they're humble, they actually dismiss the compliment and make the other person feel awkward. Can you imagine if someone handed you a gift and they said no and gave it back? So you want to avoid rejecting. Oh, no, I wasn't that good. Avoid arguing. Really? Oh, I thought it was horrible. I thought it was terrible. Oh, can you imagine? Or making excuses. Well, I was just lucky. Instead, just, again, go back to step number 1. Smile and say thank you. Confidence is about being comfortable, accepting kindness. So, let's do a quick recap of what we've gone over. Number 1, keep it simple. Give a confident thank you, and you're all good. Number 2, add a little context. So don't argue, don't reject the gift. And listen, the more you practice receiving compliments, the more natural it feels. And you'll be surprised. People will respect your confidence even more. So, here is your challenge for today. Next time someone gives you a compliment, in any language, practice receiving it with a simple thank you or one of today's phrases. You'll start to feel more confident and you'll make the moment feel good for both of you. And again, if you have a question about how to handle compliments in English, drop it in the chat now and I'll answer a few right after the Mastery Minute. And I see you there in the chat. Excuse me, welcome back. If today's episode has been helpful for you, hit the like button, subscribe, share this with a friend who's trying to improve their English, and don't forget, you can check out the full article at allaboutenglishmastery.com or at the link in the description. And make sure to subscribe to join the newsletter for more practical English tips every week. And now it's time for the Mastery Minute. The Mastery Minute. You know, sometimes life throws you something unexpected, an awkward moment, a surprise. So, remember Hannah's story? The first time her boss complimented her, she froze, unsure of how to respond. But after practicing, she learned how to take it in stride. Now, when someone says great job, she now smiles, makes eye contact, and says thank you. So where the heck does this phrase come from? Well, if you've ever been walking or running, you'll know what this means. You know, picture this. You're jogging, and then you hit a small bump, and instead of falling, when something unexpected happens, you stay calm, confident, and keep the interaction flowing naturally. And receiving compliments is one of those moments. When in doubt, take it in stride. Okay, we've had a few technical difficulties tonight, but we're going to wrap it up. Next time, we'll have some fun with witty comebacks. How to reply when someone teases you or throws you a playful comment. You'll know exactly how to respond. It's a great way to sound natural and more native, quick, and confident in English. You're not going to want to miss this one. It was fun for me to write too. So, let's wrap it up. I want to say thank you very much for joining me on 15-Minute Mastery. My name is Dennis, and remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about staying open, steady, and engaged. So, keep showing up, keep speaking up, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, I'm going to check and see if we have any questions tonight. So far I've got nothing. Excuse me, do you have any questions while I've got you here? A captive audience? Nothing. Okay, well, it's a little bit overtime, so I am going to sign off again and say, oh, well, thank you so much. You always make it sound easier than it is. Oh, well, thank you very much. Excuse me. Yeah, it's partly cultural. And because I don't think about it, it's much easier. Of course, I've also practiced with it a lot more. So the more you practice receiving compliments, the better you're going to get and the more comfortable you'll feel when you do it. So, and I think that's a pretty good answer. All right, I'm going to sign off for real this time. Really, for real. And I'll see you all on Friday night. It's already Wednesday. I can't believe it. This week is flying by so fast. I'll see you on Friday night. Have a good week.